Music, stop playing. Wait, what? Kirk really tried to take Mendeecees out while they were on the road? This is not just some normal reality TV fight. This is real and serious. People are talking everywhere because sources are sharing big news. They say Kirk Frost made a plan to get Mendeecees hurt during a simple drive. But here is the big thing. Mendeecees got away safe. Now, little by little, the truth is coming out. The real question is, why would Kirk do this? What really happened? What did Mendeecees do to make Kirk so angry? And the biggest question is, who told this shocking news? Was it someone close to them? A friend who became an enemy? Or maybe, just maybe, Mendeecees himself is trying to control the story before it becomes even bigger. One thing is clear, this is not just some simple gossip. This is a big and serious story. And we have all the details, from backstabbing friends to dangerous plans. This scandal is full of drama, and we are going to tell everything. So get your popcorn because things are about to get very crazy. Mendeecees was driving on that empty road, thinking it was just a normal drive. He had no idea that danger was waiting for him ahead. To him, it was just a moment to clear his mind from all the trouble around him. But what he did not know was that someone had a very different plan for how that drive would end. And that someone was Kirk. Yes, you heard it right. The same Kirk who has been talking bad about Mendeecees again and again. The same Kirk who has been making secret moves. And now, it looks like he took things to a whole new level. Just taken things to a whole other level. And now the streets are buzzing with one question: was this a setup? Sources close to the situation are spilling all kinds of tea. And let's just say it's getting messier by the second. People are whispering that Kirk had been plotting something shady for weeks. Allegedly, there were some heated conversations, some threats exchanged, and maybe even a little bit of "I'ma handle this my way" type energy from Kirk. And then boom, this mysterious road incident happens, leaving Mendeecees shaken but alive coincidence. Or was this a well-thought-out plan that just didn't go as expected? Now let's talk about the timing, because baby, it's looking real suspicious just days before. This so-called accident, Kirk and Mendeecees were caught up in yet another argument, and this wasn't just some minor disagreement. Nah, this was one of those, if I see you in the streets, it's up type of beefs. They had already been at each other's throats over some past drama involving Yandi. But things took a turn when Kirk started making serious threats. Insiders say he was saying things like, "Mendeecees has to be handled, and that he does not let this go." People get angry and say big things, but after what just happened, everyone is thinking, did Kirk really mean every single word? And let us not forget, Kirk never forgets a problem. This is not the first time he has had trouble with Mendeecees, and it is also not the first time he has done something shady. Just last year, he was already making secret moves. There were rumors floating around that Kirk was involved in some behind the scenes, plotting to take Mendeecees down, whether that meant damaging his reputation or messing with his business moves. But now it's looking like things have escalated, way beyond just words. Multiple sources are saying that Kirk has some associates in place watching him's every move. The streets are tea, and if the whispers are true, this whole thing was orchestrated down to the very last detail. Some are even speculating that Kirk knew exactly where Mendeecees would. Some people believe that Mendeecees was never supposed to make it through that night, and that this so-called accident was really a failed plan for something much worse. The details are shocking, and it is hard to ignore how planned this whole thing looks. Just think about it. Mendeecees is driving, minding his own business on a quiet road. And all of a sudden, there is an unexpected obstacle. No, something is not right. The timing, the threats, the past between these two, it is all too much to ignore. And if that is not enough, what happened after makes things even more suspicious. Everything seemed to go as planned. A person who says they were close to the scene claims they saw a car parked on the side of the road just before everything went wrong. And guess what? That car looked a lot like Kirk's. Now, let us break this down. If Kirk really was there that night, watching everything happen, then this was not just some tough talk and hoping for things to work out. This was planned. Someone wanted Mendeecees off that road, and they wanted it to look like an accident. And let's not act like Kirk hasn't been moving funny for a while. Now, this is the same man who's been called out for shady business dealings, the same man who's had drama follow him for years, the same man who always seems to have an explanation for why things go left when he's around. But this is on a whole new level now. While Kirk is out here dodging questions, Mises gearing up for whatever comes next. He's allegedly been talking to some big names in the industry, trying to piece together what really happened that night. And trust me, if Mendeecees finds out that Kirk had anything to do with it, things are going to get serious. But here's the big twist. There are already rumors that Mendeecees is planning his own revenge. Yes, you heard it right. If Kirk thought he could get away with this and walk off like nothing happened, he might want to think again. Because if Mendeecees finds proof, things are going to get very ugly. Now the streets are waiting to see what happens next. Will Mendeecees fight back? Will Kirk finally speak up? Or is this just the beginning of something even bigger? Just the beginning of an even bigger plot that none of us saw coming? One thing's for sure, this ain't over, not by a long shot. And just like that, the tension is thick, the stakes are high, and everybody's watching to see what happens next. But if you think this was messy, oh, just wait till you hear what's coming next. Now let's get one thing straight. Mises isn't the type to take an attack like this lightly. If Kirk really thought he was going to pull a fast one, leave him shook and just walk away way-like. If Kirk thought nothing would happen, he clearly forgot who he was dealing with. Let me tell you, Mendeecees is already making moves behind the scenes. And if the rumors are true, Kirk may have just made the biggest mistake of his life. People are saying that Mendeecees has been making some big calls, and not just to his usual people. No, we are talking about important names. People with real power. He is allegedly reaching out to people in the industry, legal experts, and even a few people with connections that are not exactly legal. Real, if Mises truly believes that Kirk tried to take him out, then best believe he's not about to let this slide. And here's where things get even messier, because while Mess is busy plotting his next move, Kirk is out here trying to do damage control. Yep, now that people are putting two and two together, Kirk is suddenly popping up trying to act like he ain't got nothing to do with this first. It was the silence now. Now he's out here throwing out the y'all, reaching card acting like the whole situation is. It may seem like a crazy coincidence, but the evidence is not looking good for him. Just as people started asking questions, some leaked messages appeared online. If these messages are real, they tell a very different story. The screenshots are said to show Kirk talking to someone just days before the accident, saying things like, that guy thinks he is untouchable, he got too comfortable, and bet money he will not see this coming. Now, I do not know about you, but that sounds a lot like someone planning something. And let us not forget, this is just the beginning. Ain't the first time Kirk has been caught saying shady stuff. This man got a history of throwing rocks and hiding his hands. But this is looking a little too specific to be just a random chat, and guess what else? M's team ain't playing because sources close to him are saying that he's about to launch his own investigation. Yep, you heard that right. M's is putting his people to work, looking at phone records, surveillance footage, everything. Because he wants to know exactly who was involved and how. Let us dive deeper into this and talk about who else might be involved. Because trust me, this might not just be something one person did on their own. There are rumors that he might not have been working alone and that other people were helping him. And when I tell you the names being mentioned, they are shocking. Really shocking. Some sources say that Kirk might have even gotten help from outside, maybe even from someone within Mendeecees' own circle. Now, just imagine that. Thinking you are safe, thinking you know exactly who has your back, only to find out that someone close to you might be involved. Back only to find out that someone close to you might have played a role. In trying to set you up, that's betrayal on a whole different level. And let's not forget, money talks. If Kirk really wanted this to happen, you best believe he had to pay off some people to make sure it all went smoothly. But baby, something went wrong, because instead of Mies being taken out, he survived, and now Kirk got a big problem on his hands. Because let me tell you, when a plan fails, loose ends start to unravel. And right now, folks are saying that someone involved in this plot might be ready to flip. Yes, there are rumors that someone is feeling the pressure and might start talking to save themselves. If that happens, it is over for Kirk. The moment one person starts talking, the whole thing could come crashing down. And trust me, Kirk knows this. That is why he has been acting differently, being extra careful, and watching his back. Deep down, he knows the truth will come out. Now, speaking of the truth, let us talk about what Mendeecees plans to do next. You can be sure he has a plan. He's not just going to sit around and wait for answers to come to him. Nah, he's on the offense now. Some people are saying he's already been in contact with some officials to start looking into this whole situation legally. That means police reports, phone taps, and possibly even some secret investigations happening as we speak. And let's be real, if any hard evidence comes out connecting Kirk to this, oh, he's done. But there's the other rumor going around, one that suggests Mendeecees might suffer. People are saying that Mendeecees is not even thinking about going through the legal system. Instead, they believe he might handle this in the streets. Now, I am not saying this for sure, but let us just say, if Mendeecees really thinks Kirk tried to take him out, he is not the type to let that go without doing something about it. That is why Kirk is probably feeling nervous right now. Whether Mendeecees goes through the law or takes matters into his own hands, the truth is, he is coming for Kirk. And let us not pretend that Kirk does not know he made a huge mistake. Energy has changed just a few weeks ago. This man was out here flexing, talking tough, and moving reckless now. Now he's moving silent. Now he's watching his every step. Now he's avoiding certain places, avoiding certain people. And let's be real, probably sleeping with one eye open because deep down he knows this ain't over. He knows that Mises is on his neck, and when a man like Mises starts coming for answers, it don't end well for the guilty. So now we're at a crossroads on one side. We got Kirk scrambling. Kirk is out here trying to cover his tracks, doing everything he can to keep his name out of this mess. On the other hand, Mendeecees is preparing for whatever comes next, making moves behind the scenes and getting ready to set the record straight. But the real question is, what will happen when these two finally come face to face? Let me tell you, that moment is coming soon. And when it does, you can bet it is going to be explosive. But if you think things are messy now, trust me, you have no idea what is coming next. Because trust me, this story is far from over. Now let me tell you something, when Macy sets his mind on something, he does not stop until he gets what he wants. And right now what he wants is the truth. The streets are already buzzing and everybody knows this ain't over. Kirk might be laying low, trying to dodge the heat. But baby, he can run all he wants because sooner or later, the truth always comes out. And let's be real, Kirk ain't built for this type of pressure he thought he could play. Dirty and Walk Kirk thought he could walk away untouched, but he underestimated who he was dealing with. Now he is beginning to realize that Mendeecees is not simply sitting back. He is determined to seek revenge. Let us now discuss the new developments that have everyone shocked. If you believed that the leaked messages were very bad, until you hear about the latest evidence that has surfaced. According to an anonymous source, the kind that always appears when things become serious, there is actually footage that might reveal everything. Yes, that is true. You heard that right. Allegedly, there is... You heard that right? Allegedly, there is camera footage from a gas station that shows a black SUV following Mendeecees just minutes before the accident. And guess what? People are saying that SUV matches the description of a car that Kirk has been seen driving before, baby. If this is legit, it's over. Because think about it. What are the ODS that Kirk's car just happened to be creeping behind Mendeecees right before he got run off the road? That's not a coincidence, that's a setup, and this is where things get even. It gets even crazier, because sources close to Mendeecees are saying that he has already gotten the footage and is planning to use it to expose Kirk once and for all. But here's the thing, Mendeecees is not just thinking about making this public. No, he is playing a smart game. Let us not forget, Kirk still has connections, people who could try to cover this up if things get too messy. So, what does Mendeecees do? He moves carefully. The word on the street is that he plans to release the footage at just the right moment. Footage in a way that guarantees it can't be erased. Some folks are saying he's sending copies to keepy people in the industry, even possibly some media outlets, just to make sure that once this footage drops, there's coming back from it. And if that wasn't bad enough for Kirk, people are also whispering about something else, something that could completely flip this situation upside down. Because, baby, if these sources are right, Kirk might not just be facing street retaliation, he might actually be looking at real legal. There is trouble ahead for Kirk too. Some people are saying that Mendeecees' legal team is already getting ready to take action. If Kirk gets officially connected to the attempt on Mendeecees' life, we could be talking about serious charges. Let me tell you, if Kirk gets caught up in this legally, it could be the end for him. Let us be honest, Kirk is not a saint. His name is already connected to some shady business. If the authorities find even the smallest piece of evidence linking him to this incident, they will start digging deeper. You know what happens when they start digging? Old skeletons start falling out the closet. And baby Kirk got a lot of skeletons. But let's step back for a second, because while Kirk is out here scrambling to protect himself, there's something else happening behind. The scene's Mendeecees ain't just focused on getting justice for himself. He's also trying to figure out who else was involved. Because let's not forget, there's been talk that Kirk didn't act alone. And Mez knows this. He knows that. Someone somewhere helped make this happen. And that is why folks are saying he's been having some very interesting meetings lately. Word is Mendeecees has been sitting down with some unexpected people who might have information about what really went down that night. And baby, here's where things get messy. Because some folks are saying that one of the people Kirk trusted the most might actually be the one to turn on him first. Now, we ain't got the name yet, but if the rumors are true, somebody close to Kirk is already talking, and once that floodgate opens, it's a wrap. Because let's be honest, when people start realizing that they could go down for something like this, loyalty goes out the window, and if Kirk really had people helping him, best believe at least one of them is going to flip to save themselves. But here's the biggest question of them all. What happens when Mendeecees and Kirk finally come face to face? Because let me tell you something, Kirk might be out, here trying to hide. But he can't hide forever. At some point, these two are going to have to come face to face, and baby, when that happens, it's going to be explosive because, let's be real, Mendeecees ain't about to let this go. And Kirk knows it, and the way things are going, this ain't just about revenge anymore. This is about clearing a name, exposing a snake, making sure the world knows the truth. And let me tell you, when the truth finally comes out, somebody's career, reputation, maybe even their freedom is going to be on the line. So what do you all think? Is Kirk really behind all of this? Or is Mendeecees just being paranoid? Will the leaked footage finally bring him down? And most importantly, what is Mendeecees planning next? Because if there is one thing we know for sure, this story is far from over. This is one of the wildest stories unfolding right in front of us. But now, we have to ask the real questions. Is Kirk really behind all of this? Or is Mendeecees just connecting the dots in his own way? Will the leaked footage finally expose Kirk once and for all? And more importantly, if Mendeecees is gearing up for revenge, how far is he willing to go? Y'all already know this ain't over, not even close. So what do you think happens next? Drop your thoughts in the comments.